Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson from Exceed Gray Marketing. Uh, just just going over some of the USDA reports and some of the numbers and what I see today. First off, I'll start off with how the market's trading as of when I took the screenshot. Hard red wheat was down or just up slightly or almost flat. Penny spring wheat was up 6 to 4 cents a bushel. Canola down $10 to 8.50, depending on which month you're looking at. Rapeseed down $1 to $1.50. Soybean oil down 0.3 of a cent, and soybeans flat, and the Canadian dollar slightly down, just below the 72.9 range. Um, so I'll just quickly go through the weather, and I had borrowed this from Grain Markets and Other Stuff, a slide that he talked about with China with the normal precipitation since May 1st coming from Marcus Weather, um, and basically a bullseye of where some of the corn growing area is in the percentile of moisture. And as we all know, China needs a lot of corn. U.S. grows a lot of corn, and they have some deficiencies, and their growing season is very similar to ours uh, in North America. So they're growing it. It's not 100% in trouble just yet, but and in future maybe I'll be starting to pay attention to the weather maps over there. So it's always good to listen and pick up on other people with their commentary. So here's the growing region. So you would say that there is a good part of China that's actually major growing areas of that corn. Every day that I take this snapshot, it looks a lot different, and I'm using the artificial intelligence European model. And again, that's from another guy on YouTube, Eric Snodgrass. It seems to be some closest to the most accurate with the artificial intelligence models. And here is your the Agri-Food Agri-Canada for the last 7 days up to the 11th, so it's missing a couple of days of while they collect data and where the moisture has fallen, and it is quite wet in the uh, northeastern part of Saskatchewan, but a lot of Saskatchewan and uh, uh, right where I live over here as well, fair bit of moisture. Some deficits over in Calgary, but soil moisture, as I stated in other YouTube videos, is a fair bit of good soil moisture. Here's a snapshot of just a farther out view for the next 7 days. Um, the the Canada and the Northern Plains, U.S. is getting moisture, and some moisture coming in through the Gulf. Sioux Falls looks like they're going to get a good shot there again. So, well, we'll see how much gets delayed on planting there. They do have their pre-plant days are coming up, and if there's something not planted, there might be some prevent plant down in the U.S. So here's the USDA results. Shaylin, one of my teammates, says she's made the sheet, and if you need to pause here just to see what some of the trade guesses were versus where the production was on the U.S. crops and even on the world ending stocks. Um, uh, World ending stocks on soybeans came in right at the average guess, and that's where I'm going to maybe spend most of my time here. But and the trade guess for corn is down slightly, and wheat is down as well. But I'll show some graphics of that as well. So here's the graphic of the June release of the wheat ending stocks. Uh, but what they had done is actually increase 2023, and you'll see that in the next slide, and then decrease 2024. but you can see that we've had a decrease here since 2019 on the USDA wheat ending stocks. And here, this is where you actually see the changes from May release to the June release. The other one that I want to point out is just how the USDA did accept some of these changes in the Russian wheat production. They went from 88 last month down to 83 in overall production. And this is maybe when I put my tin hat on and talk about I don't know how USDA knows how some of these shifts have actually come about for Russian wheat ending stocks, but they did decrease it slightly. But if there's 5 million off of the actual production, how did they only decrease this by 500,000 metric tons of ending stocks? But yeah, and price does dictate that as well. So either way, they made changes all the way back to 22 on this slide, so they must be adjusting for something. And who am I any wiser? I don't know anything about their how they methodology that they go through. Canola. Here's your canola. How it's traded. It's actually it had a wide trading range yesterday, and earlier when I looked, it was slightly down. Now it's up. So we're basically flat in this descending market here. And I had shown the weather, how it's conducive, and seasonality. I won't show the seasonality today, but the seasonality is maybe taking force here. This is just a trade that a couple of the brokers have done, and I won't spend too much time on it. I'm not a broker, but they're selling 690 calls for at or around that $25. So selling a call above the money and getting a credit for it, and there is margin requirements on this trade. And if you want more details of what that could mean, I also put a line in here adding the $25 where that next sale potentially could be made at this value or at that value. And that's all about ask the farmer what they would be, where they would be making their sales, of course, as well. European rapeseed down a little bit, but just showing where these Fibonacci retracement values are, and they're holding up in that 61.8 values. A little bit more supportive there. As I showed yesterday, there was a 60-some dollar difference between European rapeseed priced in Canadian dollars from the Canadian canola. They are higher value by $64 as of yesterday, but hopefully that could add some support to our complex. That's why I'm going to focus on rapeseed first before I talk about some of these other oil complexes. Here's palm oil. So basically going sideways, trading a range between the 61.8 and the 50% retracement value as of late, and your 50-day moving average. And if you look at your RSI stochastics, it's right in the middle of the range as well. Soybean oil. Here's a chart that I do not care for very much, and you can see this is actually getting closer to the zero on this 6-month retracement value. So this could add some more pain to canola, because the way I see it is canola is a blend of our oil pricing in domestically in North America, with this pull going down, and European rapeseed, which is a very similar product, which has maybe a slight pull going up, even though it's pulled back a little bit. So that you've got these two different products competing, and canola is caught in the middle. Soybean seed, similar to the soybean oil, with this downward trend here, and getting closer to the zero on that retracement. Wheat. Here's your wheat chart. Minneapolis wheat. We are at the 23.6 retracement value. Need to hold that value uh, uh, in my eyes, but if we break through there, there's a good chance we're going back to zero. Um, and obviously oversold down here, and the other uh, thing to note that you can stay oversold for quite some time. I can show that in other instances when it stayed oversold a lot longer than you think. But yeah, we'll see if there's any repositioning. Here's another broker trade that a couple of clients had done as well. They were trading the spread between the Kansas and the Minneapolis, and that, as of the snapshot that I took here, is at 29 cents. I think yesterday we bought some at the 27 cents with the expectation that this could be going up. But there's no guarantee, and there's always risk in trading, of course, and the market going against you. So there was a discussion about how to defend your position if this were to go wrong. This is more of a trade on protein and quality of the Minneapolis being greater than some of the other wheat qualities, and trading the two greater quality or products, of course. Here's your USDA reports, and I think CONAB is out today as well. So that's another thing that could be discussed. And here's the price list and product availability of the Sharda products uh, that that I have available. Just give me a call, and I can point you in the right direction of things that you might look at. So if you're just uh, interested, give me a call. And thank you very much. We'll chat again tomorrow.